for Saturday the 25th, but here we are, Sunday the 26th. It's 8 o'clock, and I'm going to do a couple of things tonight. Maybe, if we're lucky, we're going to try to install Mac OS 10 server version 1.2. I've already got the CD mounted. If we're successful, we'll go through that process. If we're not, we're going to update the system to Mac OS 8.5, and then we'll do our usual wrap it up with an episode of You Don't Know Jack the Ride. So let's get started. Now, one of the things, so Mac OS 10 server was actually based on Next Step OpenStep from Next, and of course it tells us cannot be installed on this computer because the motherboard ROM, I'm sure, is reporting that this is not a Power Macintosh G3, so we have to tell it to override. Continue. 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 Continue again. Customize. Course. Yeah, we're not going to install that on LMC. We're going to install it on our other partition. Select. The application system disk cannot be opened. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to boot up off of the CD now. Hopefully. Well, the Encore is not going to be a full, like a Friday Night Retro will be. It'll be much smaller, half hour to an hour. Don't know what's going on here. Try restarting it. It might actually be booting this disk up in Mac OS 9, but it's not Mac OS 9. Well, it's 8:05. No, the issue with installing server really is the fact that we're installing it on unsupported hardware. It really should be a Power Mac G3 that was shipped from the factory as a G3, and not a PowerPC 604 that's been upgraded to a G3 CPU card. it can run 9, but if I run 9, we can't use the PC compatibility card. Well, we're going to chalk this up to can't run Mac OS 10 Server 1.2 on this. So I do got a stack of CDs we'll go through. We're going to find the Mac OS 8.5 CD, and we'll as unfortunate as that is. Well, we don't want 8.1 because we're already at 8.1. Wonder if we're experiencing a CD-ROM drive problem. Yeah, I got a feeling that might be it. I really hope not. I probably could, but this is just Mac OS 8. No, don't want this either. I apparently made a couple. No, this is the original factory load. Guess I made a couple of those too. Don't want 761 either. Well, here we go. Mac OS 8.5. I don't think we'll be impacted by saying computers with DOS compatibility cards will not work on Mac OS 8.5. That might be a problem for us, but I'm really hoping it's not going to take 35 minutes. OS installs take forever. Aren't you glad this isn't a floppy disk based installation? Well, that's not good. Well, we'll skip over this. Okay. So now that's installed, want to see what changes there are. Look at the Apple System Profiler, and then wrap it up with the usual 13 questions. Well, I mean, if you could get it to run, there is an x86 variant of Rhapsody, which was what they got a hold of from Next when it was merged into Apple, or they bought it. To answer the question, it's coffee. I'm not gonna run the assistant, thank you very much. Okay, about this computer. Yeah. I'll have to turn virtual memory back off, but we don't have to do it right now. Oh, look at that. The Apple DVD software was available all the way back in macOS 8.5. Now I just need to find a SCSI CD-ROM drive, or SCSI DVD-ROM drive. Okay, much more. So, Power Macintosh 7600, Power PC G3. Of course, it's thinking it's 556 megahertz, 128 megabytes of built-in RAM. Of course, the display card, can't tell how much memory is in it, which is fine, I suppose. Okay. We'll quit that. Well, I know there were programs like X Post Facto that could get a Mac OS up to 10.4 running on here, and might try to do that for, an episode of Friday Night Retro sometime. But certainly not going to do that tonight. We'll spin up our toolbox for some You Don't Know Jack the Ride. We'll see what fun this night's episode is going to give me. Crash had a good idea that maybe some night we should play. And we'll have to do that in a call rather than try to do it through the channel or the...
Alert. You don't know Jack the Ride.
Do it through YouTube because of the delay between the video and your responses.
Playing during prime evening hours. You must have forgotten to pay your cable bill again. Well, how many contestants are there? No others to play with? I'm sorry, but sometimes it's nice to have an opportunity to get to know yourself better. Is this your first time on the... Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't recognize you right away. My apologies. You should be typing in your name now.
We both were.
Wonderful, thanks. If you feel like buzzing, use the letter B. And now it's time for the best part of the ride. Remember, you're always getting closer to the bottom.
It's time for the show where high culture and pop culture collide. You Don't Know Jack is sponsored by E. coli Diet Shakes. Drink a shake and flush the slush. And now here's your host, the one, the only, Cookie.
Hey there, welcome to the game. I hope you're hungry. I was gonna have a fish fry, but now I think I'll just serve crow. I hope you didn't fill up on bread because there's plenty of food here. Eat! Eat! All right, well, there you go. Here's your category. Cut your food. Don't tear at it with your teeth. Hey, you remember all those crappy products advertised on TV that claim to even make julienne fries? Well, if you were to julienne Julia Child, what would you do to her? Cut her into short, thin strips, cut her lengthwise with jaggedy edges, cut her widthwise into round chunks, or cut her any old way. It's only a TV term. You, my friend, are on fire.
And now that I've julienne her, we'll fry Julia with some ground beef for a few minutes. Until I'm golden brown.
Okay, buzz in and lock it. Oh, God, here's your category. Need a quick and easy meal? Eat your young. Here's the question. Anyway, if a headline reads, Mom gets death penalty for coddling kids, which of these did the mother most likely do to her children? She thawed them in alcohol, peeled them with a knife, kneaded them with prongs, or cooked them in water. No, that would be giving them the old julienne Child treatment.
Make sure the knife is very sharp.
Oh, look what I have here, the correct answer.
We love you, Mom. I love you too.
Another way to coddle someone is to cook them in water that's almost boiling. And if you want to coddle who you're coddling, you should boil them in Evian water. Hey, can't be too disappointed with that. Here's your category. Doc says I gotta eat this. You know, it's never a bad idea to get suggestions on your diet from a doctor. Say you're a maggot living during the 1930s. If you're following doctor's orders, what kind of diet might you be living on? The infected wound? Doctors used to use maggots to eat away diseased tissue and help stop infection by bacteria. So eat up. But remember, diet's only half the picture. Make sure you exercise. You know, walk around the block a few times after eating diseased tissue. All right, pick. Oh, nice picking. Oh, get out of here. It's time for a dis or dat question. And this dis or dat questions category is, they're just a couple of fruits. Okay, I'm going to read off 7 people or things, and for each one, I want you to tell me whether it's associated with apples or oranges. You're going to get some money for each right answer. Lose cash for a wrong answer or any you don't get to. Okay, you got 30 seconds to nail all 7. And here we go. William Tell associated with apples or oranges? William and Mary. Syracuse. A county in California. New York City. Miami Falls. Six right. Not quite perfect, but you can't get any closer. Let's throw it into your score. That's what your current score looks like. Let's keep going. Now select the height. Coming up. 2,000-year-old leftovers. Okay, hang tight. We're talking about $3,149 here. Here we go. Say you want to serve the actual body and blood of Jesus at your next dinner party. Which of these would be the best name for your new entree? Assumption of... According to the doctrine of transubstantiation, the bread and wine actually become the body and blood of Jesus during communion. It doesn't taste very fresh, though. Kind of like it's been hanging around somewhere for days. All right, this one's called French dining. It's all in the tongue. Get your buzzer finger ready. Here we go. Imagine that you want to cook a special meal for your lover. Because the French name for it is also a term of endearment, what should you make? Crab cakes, corn fritters, cabbage soup, or coconut macaroons?
Oh, macaroons. I'm wearing some right now.
All right, let's take a look at the right answer. In French, cabbage or chou is a term of endearment like sweetheart.
Look, honey, shoot, shoot. Hey, come back.
Hey, buzzing. Your category is when biblical tummies rumble. You ready? Let's go. Say that while sailing around in his ark, Noah stopped at a flooded diner and picked up Adam and Eve on a raft. What would he have added to his cargo? 2 eggs on toast, a bagel with lox and cream cheese, coffee with cream and sugar, or apple pie with 2 scoops of ice cream? Adam and Eve on a raft is diner speak for 2 eggs on toast. 2 very naked and sinful eggs on toast. Here's your category. Don't fight with your food. Hey, have you ever been to a bullfight? They kill the bull. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I ruin it for you? Suppose the bull, or toro, were replaced by a Japanese toro. What would the matador be fighting? A bloodthirsty octopus, a charging fatty tuna, an enraged one. In Japanese, toro means fatty tuna, and it's used in sushi. And after you take in the bullfight, make sure you stick around for the annual running of the puffer fish. Okay, select the value of the questions. Thank your button. I like to call this category, I'm so drunk I'll eat anything. Okay, don't panic, but you've been invited to a party and you've been asked to bring the guacamole dip. Okay, deep breaths. Now listen up. Say that instead of using avocado in your guacamole, you use the avocado's namesake. What will you most likely say when someone compliments you on it? Thanks, I drained the blood myself. I was worried nobody would eat brains. Yeah, I just love it. I'm worried that nobody has brains. Here's the one you wanted. The ancient Aztecs named the bulbous avocado after their bulbous testicles. Okay, hit your buzzer.
That was news to me.
Could I interest you in some roadkill? Buzz in when you see the item that correctly pairs up the 2 items on the screen. And also, there's some bonus money up for grabs at the end. Are you ready to go a little bit crazy? Me too. Let's do it. Prostitution light and commie color. What's the common link between these 2? Punch to the back. Painful stone. Spotted horse. Exploding Ford car. Ozzy Sabbath in Russian Sea. Army's berets and Kato's hornet. Shade of blue and military branch. Skimpy bikini and silly flank. Okay, it's bonus time. What do all the correct answers have in common? Are they all colors of peppers? Sausage shapes? Red vegetables? Red vegetables? Type of beans? Get down there, drag it up! Slammed all types of beans. And I would know. Alright, there it is. Let's keep moving. Hit your buzzer to choose. Okay, give it up for licking the platter clean. Hey, you know that rhyme about Jack Sprat who could eat no fat? Well, which of these could Jack Sprat eat? Crudité, schmaltz, suet, or tallow? Hello, failure. Well, what do we have here? Jack Sprat could eat no fat, but he could eat crudité, which are just crunchy raw vegetables. And his wife would just eat the onion dip with her fingers. Okay, the category is each diet. Okay, you know those crazy diets where you can only eat one type of food, like only grapefruit or only carbohydrates or only mammals that hop? Well, check this out. Breakfast, 6 ounces of paint, 1 bowl of chalk, and a 2x4. Lunch, 12 ounces of floor wax, a coal and clay sandwich, and 2 cups of dirt. Dinner, 6 ounces of suntan lotion, 2.7 ounces of deodorant, and 3 crayons. What diet plan does this menu most likely come from? The El Pabulum diet, the Eskin? You think you got pabulums? You should have picked this. When you have the desire to eat stuff that isn't food, that's called pica. And after you eat all that indigestible fiber, well, that's called extremely painful. Now select the highest value and see if you hit the jackpot. Hungry for a clue? I bet you are. Here you go. We'll start with the pizza crust. And if I'm feeling naughty, we'll make our way to the sausage. Known to share it with. So, you think you know sushi? You and your other Yopestone friends think you know sushi? Well, you don't know sushi at all, not a wee bloody fat. Oh, you can sit in your fancy $70 a plate sushi.
Well, this is going to conclude the Encore. Hope you'll join us this upcoming Friday for another episode of Friday Night Retro. Consider becoming a patron on our Patreon and keep it as retro as you can. We'll see you next week.